Okay, so I got a comment here from this guy, Hans van Dusen, he doesn't have any content on his channel. He said, Ton makes a lot of pips, demo pips. Ton is a loser. So, in loser in caps, what does this mean? That you can sing in the shower, but you can't sing on stage. Is that what that means? So, I don't get, this guy has no content. I really don't understand it. If I'm going to talk about how to build a car, well, it's just demo car. This whole demo thing, it's like, get the fuck out of here, dude. We don't care. That guitar you're playing, that's not even a real Gibson guitar. Like, dude, you know, get a real guitar. Like, you can't just play some no-name hand-built guitar. Like, the market's totally, and this whole thing with loser. Okay, dude, you're a loser. Everybody's a loser. Everybody has lost something. Their dog died. I mean, get over it. Get over it. You're a loser. Everybody is a loser. Now, and then somebody said, well, I've seen him make, this other comment here. I'm not here to sell any prove anything. If you don't, I don't even know why you're watching my video, honestly, but that just goes to show you that you're just speaking, you're talking about yourself. And one guy says he's never banked 1 cent from forex, but I think he's talking about 100 pips. That's a forex joke. The other comment, I don't think I deleted it. People do that. So I don't know. So somebody said something about something. They must have deleted it. And the point is, that's right. Well, I'm asking, what is the point? There is no point. The point is, you are who you are, whether you win or lose at trading forex. Now, we can speculate, and this is almost as bad as conspiratorial thinking. Here's the daily British pound. Do you have the flexibility to become different people and different traders? This is why maybe Bruce Jenner should have taken up forex instead of fucking with his hardware or fucking with his body. He should have just, oh, I can just be a trend trader. Oh, I can just be a goober entry. I can be a breakout guy. So how many hats can you wear? And so let's imagine that I'm Akil Stokes, and I'm running all these algorithms, and people are paying me to come to my, I could set that up, right? I could set up come watch me trade real money. Okay. Now when you sign up, you're going to sign a non-competition or a disclosure. I'm going to make you sign something that says, okay, you're not going to, if you follow my trades, you can't sue me. If I blow up my account, you know what you're in for, right? I don't even, non-disclosure, whatever these things are, you know. I don't really want to spend that kind of time and money to manage that exposure level of filing papers, attorneys. When you go down that road, okay, there's 2 roads in life. Let's be honest. You're either going to find happiness in a slot somewhere on the planet, in some crevice that you can live in on the giant planet Earth, right? And if you think you're going to move, the old joke is, you know, everybody knows everywhere you go, there you are. So the idea that if you were a winning forex trader, everything's going to be lovely and, oh, look at all the money I have. But guess what? Now, your friends, all you do is trade all day, and the people that you know, they're working. You can't just call them, what's going on? And that's what they say, trading's a lonely business. So whether I'm winning or losing, I really don't care what you think about what my demo account's doing and my real money's doing, and I don't really care about that. That's not the point of the channel. It's not the point of the whole thing. The point of the thing is that there's a tool out there that could make you money if you could fucking behave. So if you had a systematic approach, this is why people want a system. But do you want somebody else's system, or do you want your fucking custom system? Do you want to walk your dog or the neighbor's dog? So if you have any kind of ego or any kind of feeling of this is mine, that's yours, it's my money, your money, or you could be a liberal and say it's everybody's money. So this is the fork in the road for Peterson describes the fork in the road. You're either going to be open, and that was my first screen name was open to me. That was pretty funny because I didn't care. I just didn't care. Like, I'm game, let's go. I was just in the Guitar Center, and this guy wanted to jam with me, and I'm like, okay. And then he just said, I mean, this just really happened. He goes, go ahead, jump in. He said, jump in. And I'm like, oh my God. So this guy's really brash. He plays really hard. He sings really loud. And I'm like, dude, you can sing like your life depends on it. And what's the point, right? So the point is that there's two kinds of people. There's open people, and there's conservative people. Traditionalists, we do it regardless, just keep plugging along, it'll be fine. Don't rock the boat, don't say anything out of line. How dare you attack my Fibonacci's and my moving averages? Can't you see I built this house out of 200 period moving averages on the 1 minute chart? Admittedly, I wasn't dumb enough to put it on the monthly. There's nothing against the 100 period moving average. Put it on the 2 minute chart. It fucking works beautiful, right? If you're looking for these setups, and like I've said before, any of these systems work. You just work it. Everything you do is a lose. Dude, when you're trying to entertain people, that's what I am. It's just, I guess, so I don't get beat up, or my parents don't dislike me, you know. I want to do something, I want to be a somewhat adept at something, so people think I'm a total loser. Now there's two kinds of losers. So are you a loser because you have no competence in any fucking category in your life? Or are you a loser because you lose at forex and you're trying to, you can't believe, and this is where the belief system comes, you can't believe a market can move that fucking hard and never look back. And you can't believe how fast that can happen. And how painfully slow it can happen. If you're in a certain size, so this is the whole reason why people say trading demos not like real money. No shit. Because if you're in really big, and you can see your target, right? You can see all these mirages that show up along the way, these dojis or the mirage, you're like going, dude, is this the end? Are we here? Oh, it's got more to go. Now, as soon as you decide to buy or sell, which team are you rooting for? I mean, Mark Douglas talks about this is just classic human behavior. And when Mother Nature, which the markets are supposed to be, all the Fibonacciists would claim it's the reason why they're using Fibonacci because it's a natural phenomenon. Price behavior. These 25 pip grid on this chart right now. So let's take a look at this thing. Now, if you just look at this structurally speaking, this would have nothing to do with a moving average entry, even though the moving average guys might be in on this trade too. This is a 50 pip window of support. So I don't even know how anybody could argue this point, that this doesn't exist. This price here, we never got below that, and we ended up going up. Right, so It's just the story of the history of this dysfunctional currency. It's all you're looking at. But what kind of money could you have made here if this is 25 pip grid? Could you have made 20 with a 25 pip stop? Could you have made 50 pips? Oh yeah. Do you know how to get in that trade? I'd say most people wouldn't even think of it. Because they couldn't think upside down. They couldn't think backwards. But you have to backward engineer this shit. So you're up 50 pips right now with a 25 pip stop. If you bought this little baby window here, and this happens on every currency every day, so you could place orders all day long. And I don't have to prove that because I think we can see that. I could do it on a demo. I could do real money. It's not going to change the fucking math, dude. The only thing that changes real to demo, and this guy wants to challenge me, and this is another reason why I don't stream, is assholes like this Hans guy who has no he's most dude, if you don't have anything that can astound me that you can say, then you're full of shit. You can't even point to nobody's ever sent me an email of a picture of nobody's ever published and said, look at the link of this fucking entry I did. So I don't even know if they know how to trade. And they may be using a 200 period moving average. Let's just throw that up here for kicks. Let's throw a 200 period moving average. So I saw this guy, and then one guy was making comments, said, this warrior trader guy who trades stocks like a goof. He just gets in heavy because he likes the stock, and he's in this room upstairs. It's hilarious. Dude, yeah, he's lost $16,000, right? So he's like, and people are like, thanks for being transparent. Like, oh, so great. Thanks for showing us, like, how ridiculous you are. Now, maybe he's already made like $80,000 this year. So, you know, he's showing his stuff, and here's what I do, and okay, that's great. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to show you my the fret wear on my guitar. You know, my guitars, you know, you can get a guitar for $500, you know. You can get a guitar for $10,000. There's not going to be much difference in the sound. But now in the market, you know, this is a different story. So let's do the classical, let's approach these markets from the candlestick and 200 premium moving average. Let's see if we found a trade. I mean, you're gonna wait another 2.5 years to get a setup on the daily 200 premium moving. Oh, look, it's touching the 200, and then of course this presupposes that you're not going to scalp around that trade. Like, you're not going to try to make a little bit of money. Oh, I'm only waiting for this. I'm going to risk. Oh, and the other comment. All these comments get deleted, but I just remember this morning reading it. It says, 50% of your account, are you nuts? And I'm like, dude, 50% of $200 is $100 of risk, right? Last I checked. Let's put $200 on an account, see if we can make $800. I think I could do that. Okay. Now, you just have to work at it. You know, you have to be ready to get in at the market if need be. But typically, you're going to have to put pendings in there. At the market is kind of silly because, I mean, on a stop entry, silly in a sense that, okay, maybe before you go to sleep, you throw in stops that you're not going to be able to pull the trigger on. It's when do you place these orders? Okay, the point is, when do you place which order type? Well, here you are. We can't put any orders in now. Sunday night. And so if you wanted to do these trades, you perceive there's a Fibonacci or there's something at the bottom, and you're going to get in. And it happens to be 79 pips deep. That is the Fibonacci that matches the 200, that matches the Gartley, that matches the pitchfork, and you have a channel with a triangle, and you've got 3 marching dojis and 3 strung out hookers, and you're going to get in there, right? And you're like, dude, I've been waiting for this trade all week. Even Empowered Trading thinks it's a good setup. And you're like, okay, let's see, how much money's in the account? Give me 2%. Let's go. I mean, this is ridiculous, right? If you've traded more than 100 trades in your life of anything, stocks, whatever, when you trade 2,000, like 10,000 hours, how about 10,000 trades? How about if you've done 1,000,000 trades and now you know exactly what happens when you do which little thing and how much it costs you for every move you make. So whether you sit on the sidelines and don't make one move, and all that money is sitting there. So that would be disciplined. You don't trade. There's money in the account. So they say a disciplined trader, that means you're not going to trade. So when Mark Douglas says stop trading, what he's saying is that you have to make it okay not to trade. Another reason why I was able to astoundingly make tons of money and then blow up the account is that I'm trading the shit out of it with scripts. Show me anybody that's doing what I'm doing and let me talk to them. They're sitting there, they got like 8 robots running, they got enough money and they care, or they're doing that, right? And they're selling it. They're selling platforms that are turnkey. If I did that, I'd debug everything. If you want to pay me, I would make sure that it ran with real money, and then I would show you privately, this is my real account, right? This is my real account. Here's a real account. I'm not going to publish real accounts to the world. I don't need the drama. I just don't need it. And so the demo thing too. Okay, so I could take the demo and I could say, look at this, watch, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. So what I could do is trade the London Open with scripts and make $300 every day. I mean, would that make you happy? That's obvious you can do that. Anybody can fucking do that. Any fucking idiot can sit there. It's so obvious. You just got, if you live in the States, you're butt fucked because you're going to have to wake up at, well, maybe you get up at 2 in the morning, you roll over in bed. But if you have a plan for the day, you know you have to buy low, you know you have to sell high. This is hard fucking written. So the first goal is to lay limits in and take the risk of the stop that you chose. Farming out the work, you know, like it's too much to, there's nothing to do in trading. In a way, there's nothing to see here. This is the week, this is the daily British pound. It's like, what's the trade next week? Buy 50 pips deep, obviously, right? On the daily, sell 50 pips above where we're at for a pullback. With a 25 pip stop to make 25 pips. Okay, this is your first starting point. You have a 1K, you're risking $3. We'll put slippage in there. So you have 25 pip stop, you're risking $3 per trade. How many trades can you do a day? How good are you at trading? Let's say you, that's your stop. You're $3 per trade, but it doesn't mean that you can't make $1 or $2 or $3. Now just pick that setting. We're going to set 10 keys. We have 10 trades, 10 buys, 10 sells. You're allowed to trade. Now, this is where you have to create your own rule system. Okay, well, you've got 3 market orders. You've got a 10, 15, 20 pip stop market orders. You've already told yourself, if I get in at the market, I'm going to risk X. But how many times are you going to hit that button? So people don't understand what I'm doing. Why are you blowing up the account? Well, dude, I'm in so big that if I hit the take all profits key, that I'm looking at like a $10,000 of swing before I get out. Like if the market is insanely moving and I say, get me out of everything, as that unfolds, because I got in at 1Ks, it changes the whole profit profile. So I know that. That's why I'm not getting out. And also because it's demo account, I don't give a fuck, dude. But show me somebody who's ramping up an account on 1Ks in that size. Like, I just don't get how people don't get what the fuck I'm doing. I don't give a fuck whether I'm making money or not. It's a demo. Precisely. Now, in real money, am I going to trade like that? Well, maybe if I'm a scalp like that. I don't think I'm going to hold a big long position for a month. I know I'm not that guy. So I think I could probably 2 hours in the market. That's an amazing move. If it moves 40 pips in 2 hours, I'm like, that's good. I would actually dump the whole position. If I was up 80 pips in an hour, I'd probably dump the whole position and reload. So dump and reload. This is another thing. You're actually a seller. You have to be two people at the same time. You can't have a bias. You have to see the counter trend point of view and the trend point of view, and not really have a so you have to figure out how many market orders you're going to do a day. Now this is a known risk. If you do 10 orders a day, you're risking $30 a day with 25 pip stops and giving it plenty of slippage. Pick a big number. Everything costs more than you think and takes longer than you think. You can make money trading, but you're going to have to accommodate the volatility of the market. You need to have trade plans that last like 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, one day. I guess 1 week if you're going to go on vacation. You have to plan it out. It's a lot of work. It's not the kind of work that you're really putting orders out there to get like a discount on your entry, really. I mean, you're going to try to mark it up or mark it down, sell it high and buy it back lower. You really have to take advantage of the unfair value zones. But you're really going to have to pay attention to every 4 hours and say, okay, you know, maybe not even, for me, not even looking at the instrument name. Because to me, if I could just see pure price without attaching it to, oh, that's the British pound and this is that. In fact, I don't know, you can't change the font size in Windows anymore. I mean, you used to be able to like, how could you take features out of a platform? That's not Windows. I just don't get it. Like, what are you doing? Why would you want to streamline it so like you had just one click? You just reformatted the hard drive in one click now. So what do we have? Getting back to forex, so everybody wants to know which direction should we trade. I think it's more like how tight of stops you want to run. So let's go through the list of currencies. Somebody asked me about forex. I think I have all the symbols up here. We're coming into Sunday night, so people that don't want to overtrade it will only see 2 entries per week on a 4-hour chart. That are really decent entries. From a breakout standpoint and non-directional or, you know, just surprise moves, you know, people will fade their 200 period moving average. I forgot to mention that you could put it up and say, I'm going against the, but that still wouldn't get you out of the problem of like, do you have a 13.5 pip stop or do you have a 15.9 pip stop? And do you have your stops half a pip apart? As soon as you go half a pip apart, you just doubled your cushion. And like I said, if you have a feel for what's going on at the moment, you know, you can, within 19 minutes or 28 minutes, you know, don't think 20 minutes. The market just doesn't have this beautiful segmented price over time snapshot of life. It's a big fucking mess. It's like if you played back film like this, if you go slow motion to fast motion, you'd be like, dude, where's ground zero? Okay, this is why they have like linear regression and all this bullshit people come up with, trying to make it fit into their framework. And of course, 25 pips in the British pound. I mean, if you're running 50 pips stops, you can make 100 pips in this currency all day long. But now you're going to risk $5 per trade as opposed to going over to New Zealand dollar, which is cheap as fuck, and buying a bunch of that shit. overpay for the spread there. Every market has its own unique kind of, it fits. And like I said, the British pound, you doubled your risk, you doubled your fun from if you go from the, and look at this beast. I mean, we're still trading at $1.33 for whatever the Brexit, all this bullshit people talk about. Oh, Brexit this, Brexit that. It just wouldn't matter to somebody that's trading for pips. It just wouldn't matter. But I get it. People want to make sense of what's going on and all that nonsense. So let's pick a currency, right? Here's one. People love this shit. Some guy got all fucking excited about this one. It's going up, can't you see? It's going up. That's what that fucking SEAL Team 6 guy. All the pajama boys. Look at this. Stop entry here. Goober entry at the top. Winning trade. Waited all year for that entrance. Filled on a sell. See, there's your bracketed entry. So I say you need a bracket entry scripts. Let's say you write 4 bracket entry scripts. One's designed to break out after 3 pips, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, whatever, maybe 5 buy stops, 5 sell stops. How long does the order last? 15 minutes, half hour, 1 hour. Just about that. How often do you hit the button? Once every hour. You have a trailing. Every hour, market's down, you have a trailing buy stop that lasts 15, one that lasts 30, one that lasts an hour. How much is that risk every hour? Write that number down. Are you going to do the same thing in the sell stop? Well, you are if you're a non-directional mechanical trader. You're going to put sell stops in every hour without fail. Fuck structure. Fuck moving averages. You have to have a robot that all he does, or a person, right? You've got a prop house. You got some hot chick. All she does is, oh, really? That's a high. And yeah, that's right, honey. And when it's a hun, I'd call her hun. Do you mind if we put in, we'll make it so there's a color scheme. There's another thing, an indicator. Does anybody have an indicator that can do a paint bar in pips? So the more pips, the darker the bar. You can make a color filtered indicator. So when we have that would probably be the best way to start the robot. When we get a very small bar, it's a particular color. Maybe it's yellow and it goes into like black or something. It just fades. One gradation. And it's going to jump out. You can set it to skim for just low, like the color of the candle is now, or the color of the bar, because the candle doesn't have enough wick to have a pronounced view of this hot spot or this low spot in volatility. So maybe the volatility dries out and the bars turn white. And we gradiate into a black bar that's a big fucking monster bar. This is something you could hand to some hot babe in the prop house that's going to sit at her desk all day in her like $3,000, like she's not sitting, or she could jog in place. We allow that at our prop house, jogging in place while trading. It's funny because you could set up your own little silly rule list, and look how the market closed right here at the round number. How about that? And so you could have these kind of situations where instead of writing that robot, you just hire somebody for $50 a day or whatever they want to. And how do you know they're doing their job? Is you log into the platform, and here's where you put real money in there, right? And this is when you're teaching somebody how to fish, which is the whole point of my channel. Is I don't really want to go fishing for you, or I don't want you just watch me fishing for all the psycho porn that I'm downloading. I really don't want to expose all my wins and losses. I don't think, and I've never asked anybody for their statement. I've said, let me see your video. Let me see you do any kind of trading where you just like literally say, yep, this is how I do it. This is my risk per day. This is my, risk per week, per month. I mean, there's trades that you can, granted, I don't have the patience, but imagine you waited 3 weeks for an entry on this fucking pound CAD right here. Or you scalp this amazing last of the Mohicans vacuum here. This is a 2-week shelf down here. This they blew that out, and they also blew it out to the 25 pip rung. If you look at this stop hunt, there I said it, stop hunt. See this cleft here, this undercut, and we still have this to go, possibly go after this guy. But the non-directional guys are making money on this shit. The mechanical traders are cleaning up on this bullshit because this went to doji, 3 dojis, well, 2 dojis, and then collapse. So if you get in on the dojis, these are your hedge entries. You can never go wrong with getting in on a doji. Because look at how much money it makes. It should just pop out at you. Now here's an inverted hammer entry, stop entry, goober entry, weekly entry. This one's a trap. So if you got in on this, I'm claiming the doji is the fact you have a small, or you finished in the middle somewhere. Indecision. Here's a doji, perfect doji entry, but here's the kick out, weekly kick you out. This is also the place you want to get a stop hunt entry. So in the weeklies, you can see here, this was, even though you took a risk here, it really paid off here to buy the new lows, right? And we got the doji breakout guys come down in. Here comes the wick hunters, people that want to buy fresh lows, which would be me. So they just get a kick out of that entry. Now that's quite a bit of risk there. That's 50 pip wick from this thing, and then you've got this 25 pip handle. So this is a huge, and that's the daily. So look at this window's even tighter. But see, psychologically, the weekly compared to the daily, those are 2 different worlds. Look at this thing. Look at the beautiful hammers here. Now this is how you trade candles. No more, this is how I do it, no more than 30 bars on your screen for me, because I'm too overwhelmed by all the shit going on there. Like even on the hourly chart, if you can trade this chart, dude, the robot would have made money. He's running a trailing buy stop. Now granted, the spread sucks. Could suck where you live. Now if we don't do any cancels of these tickets, they would just be adding to the this would be an amazing fucking stacked fat, and the market's choosing your size for you here. So here's your buy stops here, slight trap there, really loads the wagon. And why does it really load the wagon right here at this moment in time is because this is the absolute lowest ATR that's ever fucking happened in this currency. This is also, you could have this, like I said, this bar could change color for you. A white bar. And of course, you'd have to take the directionality out of this thing. I'm talking about this view here where we go for the big wicks, and this is the trailing buy stuff. And the ATR is super low here, and then boom. Sellers come in at the floor. Bam. Here comes the liquidity hunters at the 25-yard line. The best fucking entry of your life. And it didn't even come back to this top. But there's the window. And that is a hit and run there. That's a classic. Reminiscent of this. Look at this 4-hour shelf here. And look how they go right for this. And when I say they go for it, now this is where it's us against them game, and you're up against the best traders in the world. Holy fuck me with that bullshit. Dude, this is the low in time on the 1 hour. It's printed out. That is the fucking pivot. Baby turns around on the clock. Comes up. Retrace here. Keeps trapping or keeps doing a fill pullback. Goes back to here. Here comes London Open, or whatever this is here. Here is the shakeout, they call it what you want. And so what now is the story? Well, tonight I'd be buying here for 25 pip bounce. I'm waiting to see Hans's video calling how to enter the market. These are obviously logical places to buy because it's cheaper, just like this was. I mean, I know it's a heartbreaker to think about this stuff, but all you're doing is buying new lows. It's just so stupid. I mean, it's stupid. Yeah, so you could hand that off to somebody and say, yeah, well, what we're really going to do here is see this. This is 1 day. Look at how much money you can make. Well, what'd you do? What's your system? Well, when it makes new lows, I buy here. Are you sure you want to do that? It's going down. You should. This is what I decided to trade my own account and never let a broker tell me. You sure you want to do that? Can't you see it's going in a downtrend? You got a lot to learn about trading, son. Can't you see it's going down? We sold right here. It's going to go down. Wait a minute. Huh? Stop going down? Yeah. Look at that 1 day. And look at this fucker come flying all the way back to this. Now, I would have nothing wrong with trading this. I could trade this chart. I couldn't trade this one. But I could trade, I'd say, right about here. I'm looking back like, without going to the daily chart too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 15 days back. Okay. I could do this. Give me a demo account. Give me some real money. Whatever, fill in the blank. I don't think it'd be that exciting with real money because I'd probably be buying down here. May not get filled. I'd buy here. Here's the top. Become a bottom in time on the 1 hour. Right, that's obvious. I think I could get my brain around this for the scalps. As soon as you go like this is another reason why your script, if this is your stop window, see that window, like thinking about this, you can't even see that if you go to the 4-hour chart or go to the daily chart. You can hardly even see that, right? Like this is a completely different world than this, right? Now, on the 1 minute chart, could you trade this? Oh, yeah. I'd buy here at the market. I'd just sit there and keep nailing it at the market, or I'd have limits that buy 2 pips deep, and I'd keep hitting this key that's 15-minute buy limits, and I'd keep capturing what I could out of this. So on the 1 minute chart, how would you be playing this? Well, you know, you're buying this on the 1 minute chart. Buy, or buy, sell. Buy, get out, buy, get out, buy, get out, sell. Now, you're supposed to, the sellers are supposed to come in here and they're supposed to defend this area and take it lower, and we're supposed to go down, and everybody has a trend line here, right? And but that doesn't happen. And it explodes. And then the place that you do want to sell is these rooftops on the 1 minute. So the 1 minute chart, I could trade like that. No, because I know it's a 1 minute chart. Yeah, I'd trade this like this. I don't think I'd want to be like this on the 1 minute chart necessarily, because I'd want to see, all right, man, you know, this shit can happen here. So, bam. And would you buy that, bam, knowing, okay, so 5 minute chart. You know, if you're trading the 5 minute chart, in my mind, you got to be buying here in this 25 pip window. You've got to be buying lightly here, heavy here. The deeper it goes, the heavier you get in. Get in super fat here. This is how it is for me. I'm buying everything I own here. And you can even make these Fibonacci proportions. Right? So you'd be like this. You know. Golden boxes. But let's think in the future. Let's not trade. Now, if you go down the middle of the chart, what kind of possible prices do you have available next week if you extend out far enough? Now it's conceivable that you could approach these prices. Let's make our vacuum boxes on the 5-minute. So this makes it more realistic for coming into next week's open, coming in tonight. And this may look like you're getting in too close to the market, and maybe you want to move this order bank down to here and say, okay, I'll commit to this. Now these are all your trade plans. And I chose these hollowed out boxes because it's more of like a capture box. Also for me visually, I can imagine an order bank that if I drop it now, of course it's worth now into the future. So don't forget so to make these look like scripts, you'd have to queue these to here. But you've based your order on this. Like this order bank drops here, but it lasts how long? So going to the 15-minute chart, all of a sudden these are symmetrical. Like this is a 45-degree pip per risk, you know. So if this are your scripts that you're going to drop tonight, and maybe this one lasts all week long, you would buy below this threshold. That's what you call it, threshold trading. That'll be the name of my business. And we have to hire some hot babes to do the book work on it. But there was a guy that emailed me and he wanted to start a business. All right, okay, you'd have to do this. You'd have to, so to avoid paying taxes, you'd have to get a bunch of write-offs. You just buy very nice computers. You rent really hot hookers to work for you. Yeah, just, you know, instead of, just make it so it's a nonprofit organization, hooker prop house, escort, combine the business. I mean, you know, marijuana's legal. Let's extend this out. Let's make it legal to have vulgar titles. Let's allow you to swear on open air radio, play music on ham radio. Let's open up the field. But yeah, this is the holy grail right here, man. Reminds me of a chess game where the opponent moves a bunch of pieces really quickly, and then he's like, well, I'm going to take my time on the next few moves. I think there's another disturbing aspect of trying to make money trading this stuff. Look at these moves on the 5-minute pound CAD. Can you even believe it? Look at the spasmosity here. This should tell you everything you need to know about why. And I do think it's disturbing to all of a sudden be up in your account really big or down really big. I mean, to me, the fluctuation is what's bothering me because I can feel the relaxation of making a lot of money. And then when you're losing a lot of money, the rate that you're losing it, I think, is matters. So you could have a death of 1,000 cuts where the market's drifting down and you keep buying in and you're in middle of wave 4 just from a drift entry standpoint, whether it's drifting up and you're waiting for the last plunge, or it's drifting down and you're loading in, you're building into a position. And you're trying to scalp around it a little bit. You could also trade against yourself for the scalp and say, well, we're not done. Are you willing to trade a drift, or do you want to trade wave threes? So when I was really not happy because I wasn't making wave three trades, because I thought that was really the best thing you should do is don't get married. Just wave three. That was a great date. I still love you. Okay, bye. And then just, close out on a high note so you don't have that. Well, I suppose wave four is hopeful. See, this is where people. It depends who you are. If you're a scalper, you experience wave four, it's going to take 15 minutes. Wave four, like something's going to happen, and then so you're 18 minutes in, and then the market moves which other way it's going to move. And whatever stop you chose and whatever perceived opportunity you saw there. Now, if you're trading 3 trades a week, that's a completely different mindset. So that would matter too. Can you trade 3 trades a week and say, you know what, these are I can scalp the punch, I can scalp the wick, I can hold through the swing. This is obvious. I could have traded into the entry because the entry is a target. A target and entry is the same thing, right? It's a revolving door that you're never going to make money unless you get out on your profits, which means you're going to agree with the other guy. So that's another big problem, is that you're having to agree with people that you don't, your timing is different. And the chorus would be wave 3, right? Everybody agrees this is the unified, pip theory. Everybody's, oh yeah, that's fucking, and the reversal, rejection, auction go the other way. And it's astounding. And then the retest is astounding. Isn't it? It's astounding to me. Like this here. And if you're in this trade here and you're up like, say, $500 or $5, and you're like, damn, I'm up $5. Look at that. I'm only in a 1K. It's crazy. That's what's going on here. Or you're up $50, you're in a 10K. And this other guy that was, the stock trader, was trading single giant positions. Okay. At least split your ticket in half, man. Give yourself a fighting chance. Scalp one. Have a scalp button. So that's another thing. When I'm sitting here just punishing an account, punishing a platform, a demo account, and just, dude, who doesn't, these people are apparently not trading enthusiasts, like, who doesn't take a guitar speaker and say, let me see if I can blow this up playing guitar into it. If you're not an experimental person, then you're just not really up for this endeavor of either robotically trading, which is still possible, I suppose. I guess you have to pay somebody to write the code, but I'd have to force them to let me have a window to plug in my script, so they can write the execution criteria and they can have that, but I need to have access to the specific, because after writing for 5 years, I would have to say that it's just a giant, it's a bottomless pit of possibility as far as how many angles, how many entries, how many, you could go to these bizarre currency pairs. There's no doubt you could trade with a 100 pip stop and make a ton of money. I'm not going to spend time opening a demo just to hear people say, well, that's a demo account. Then I'm not even going to bother, because I'm certainly not going to take real money and throw it into a bunch of shit that I don't have time to manage. I'm not going to look at the monthly. I just not going to look at a currency pair when I've done that. I've looked at, if you could trade the pound, okay, I can understand. In fact, to the people that trade the dollar index, here's a suggestion. You can make me crazy with the dollar index. why don't you just take the pound against 6 other currencies? If you really want to see the pound in its comparisons, right? Australia against 3 pairs. Okay, pick the best out of that. But you're going to find that the spread's wide because it's more dramatic candles, and now you've got to fit your script to the not only the spread, not only the bad fill, but now you've got to say, well, we're just going to trade with 50 pip stops, dude. We're not going to try to get in the window of a scalper's window. That's a different world. Now, the scalpers are making fucking tons of money, but they can't just set in some 3-week winning trade. It's just not a. And there are people that can, like I said, this is something you want to have your wife trade it for you, because you're just not going to be able to have the patience and the discipline. I mean, I think that most women, maybe I'm wrong, but unless they're on meth, like my last girlfriend, you know, you can trust them probably not to get an idea of their own. If you gave them a strict rule set for order placement, you know, so they could probably pull that off. I don't know. Some women are not. Some lesbian girl might just say, "Oh, No, I built a robot and I'm gonna trade against it." Hey, might work, right? Why not take a bad robot and trade against it? Make a sad song, make it better, right? I don't know, but yeah, I mean, sure, you could cloud trade it. You could have a filter set that's so hard that literally, and I do think that the volatility filter is immensely important, but that is something that you could not do if you're a structured trader. You're not going to even think about volatility, or maybe you will. It depends who you are, man. I mean, you can't. It's like guitar. Are you going to be the guy that plays really fast, or are you the guy that writes songs? Are you writing a song? Did you just patent a melody, or are you a guy that's you can improv live and everybody shows up to see you improv live? So who are you, right? That's who asked that question. Who are you? So, and if you want to. Not even, people just, it's so funny that people would go to the YouTube and exchange trading stuff. I guess people are doing that with guitars. I don't know. I didn't actually look into that. I did see a guy demoing guitars and talking about them pretty explicitly, and he looks just like Jason Greystone's brother. And it's hilarious. I'm like, listen to this guy talk about guitar, and I think, yeah, okay. And he's playing really good guitar. I mean, amazingly, every cliche you can think of. Clean as shit. I mean, but I would have to say, not quirky enough to be well, it's funny because that's what you could do here, is do a bunch of cliche Fibonacci entries and go, look here, and then look, we nailed it here. I do think the auction thing explains everything that's going on. I don't even know if you could make a comparison stylistically playing guitar, stylistically trading the market. What is your trading style? Can you perceive the London psychosis from a bi-directional standpoint? When London opens, do you have trade plans that match other people? You're like, yeah, I'm doing that trade too. I mean, this idea that you're just doing one trade plan, okay, I guess so. I don't think that's enough. I don't think you could live off one trade a week. You'd be fucking real dead on in that trade. I think if you do 10 trades a day, what is the Goldilocks formula? When are you over trading? Well, how many trades will you do next week? Do you know that number? Have you accepted your, not even risk up front, have you accepted your risk up front? Have you accepted next week's trade frequency, your trade frequency? So if you're a higher frequency trader, the higher your frequency goes, the tighter your stop needs to be. If you're a low frequency trader, you could trade with a 100 pip stop, and if you kept all the math locked solid, this idea of 50% of your account, like I said in the beginning, is silly, because you got to figure what is your total dollar risk. Are you okay losing $100 a day? Okay, then risk 50% of a $200 account every day. Now, we would say, don't change that number. Here's another thing. Let's say that's your starting point. Let's find an account that should be able to make money if you have half a brain. So if you're going to put in 50 pip stops, how many trades a week can you do? Could you risk $400 a week? Could you risk $100 a week? If you have no trades in the first 3 days of the week, now you've got a lot of trades near the end of the week you can do. Because since nothing's triggered your entry, and you're sticking with your X amount of dollar per week risk, this is where you'd have to be a disciplined person and not do any, or if you find yourself wanting to trade, this is why you need to trade the demo. So the demo is the only way to go if you are an experimental trader. If you are I only trade real money, I don't have time for that, like the 911 girl, I ain't got time for that. I think she's going to jail. I ain't got time for that. But she chose to be a 911. She decided to work at a prop house with hot babes that are scalping on their lap, and then she I ain't got time for that. You want me to make you coffee? Can't you see I'm scalping, bitch? Wouldn't it be funny if it turns out she was trading forex? How about the 911 operator that says, wait, give me about 1 more minute, London's going to open. I'm waiting for my fills. Wait to see if I get filled on this trade. I put a stop box in there. I put a big fucking limit grid in there. I'm waiting to see what happens. Can I call you back? Just, you called it a bad time, man. I'll tell you, man, it's crazy out there. But yeah, think about these time windows. I'm thinking about it. Pick any currency pair. I'm up for it. Let's go. But seriously, man, there's so many ways to skin a cat. This order here could last all week. How would you feel about this all week long? Look at this view. I could sit here for 6 fucking hours doing a video on this shit. Look at this entry here. God damn, that is just beautiful. Now, this is a completely different perception than the 5-minute view of that. Look at the 5-minute view to the 4-hour view. Hard to believe. And look at the breakout bot scalped something and they got clobbered. This guy got clobbered too. The 4-hour breakout bot. So the 1 hour is going to be way more work. You're probably not even going to. So to keep all your orders in context, context is just so fucking critical here. This is 25 pip per day rate in this box right here. So this is your rate of change. And it goes well beyond that. I mean, this thing has the velocity of just megapips. This is megapips. I can't even imagine trading this currency pair, man. Who's trading this fucking thing like this? 25 pips on that grid. This thing's moving 150 pips slam. Look at this 25 pip window, though. Right, instead of getting a 5 pip window, you're getting in 25 pip windows here. It's incredible. Look at this beast. Whew. Man, that's a lot of pips, man. Demo or real, that's a lot of pips. This thing's just pissed off. People will be scalping off of that, obviously. Here's the next big fucking swimming pool. But yeah, I would buy that on pullback. Sure, why not? I could perceive it here. I'd buy this fresh low. So yeah, let's put some orders in here. Now, what do you think? Now you could have like stops that are really just high risk and just don't even try to make your targets and still be killing it, dude. Now, every now and then, regardless of what Ryan Brown may think about the keep loading into martingaling in, there is a point at which all that math would matter to you. It would make a difference to your bottom line. It really would. That math is going to make a difference at some point. It's going to affect you. But if you're running breakout bots, or you have somebody doing the breakout, here's the only argument for the breakout bot. Finally get a winner here. Only filled on the north side. Boom. Here it gets killed. Here it gets kind of makes 25 pips. Here it makes 25. But if you let all of your tickets decay, say you get an 80K here, and you're long on 60, or you have 80K of possible fill, you get long on 60, you cash out of 30. Here, you have both legs fill, but you have wide stops, maybe 100 pips stops to make 200 included in here. So you have some bad, like some crazy riskers, but if you let it play out, the 120 pips stop to make 300 pips made money. Now, you may not even want to feel comfortable with the 120 pips stop, but if you're trading this beast, you have a 120 pip stop to make 240 pips. And this is why I only trade the euro, typically with these scripts, because if you step out into this currency pair, you'd have to be prepared for these kind of slams. I mean, these are incredible rape scenes here. This window right here, and then all the way down, that's a lot of pips. It's like 300 pips. 200 pips, right? 10 lines, 250 pips, 10 lines. Incredible. Just astounding. And here we could see the same thing again. So yeah, I would trade this with 100 to 150 pip stops to make 150 to 200. You could also risk 100 to make 25 on here all day long. Would you do it? Would you risk $10 to make $5? Yeah, sure. So if it went like this and I had that script and this one, and I'm buying all these, now I'm actually risking more than that. I'm risking $40. This is the fill, that's the stop. Sure, I'd do that trade. Fill, 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 fill. You've just got to have the orders laid in there, and you can't get. You don't want to see these trades. If you can't handle watching the market fill you, don't watch. But see, most people aren't going to be able to resist coming in to see, maybe. It depends. You have to develop that ability to not care. Now, you get filled here at the top of the box. Your stop's at the bottom of the box. All you have to do is tug that up. Okay, there's a 60 pip stop to make what? Cashing out here somewhere. Here's your risk to reward ratios. When those Stokes people, they whip out that thing. Dude, you got to have like 10 of those working. Are you kidding me? You got to have this order working, this order's working to make a little bit less. Right? So all this shit's got to be going on. You got one with a stop like this. You got one here with a stop that's tight. Here you got some monster like risk the planet trade. Oh, sorry. Please hold. You got this one that makes this much. Right? Can't you see all that coexisting? You should be able to lay that out. I mean, you could lay that all out. You could have laid that out. At the end of this week, you could have had buy limits here. Right? Can everybody see that? On Sunday open, you have buy limits here. You're waiting to get filled. Can you do that trade? If you can do that trade, you can make just so much money swing trading. Would you place orders here on Sunday open to sell? Of course. There's your scalp banks zones. That's just for the scalp. I'm not saying that you sell there and the market's going to come all the way back to here, which it may, and this should be your exit. Right? If you're going to sell here, if tops become bottoms, we should come back to here, or try to come back to here. And the try part is going to be the 8-pip winner, and that's going to make you 80 cents. And people say, well, you can't make money making 80 cents. Well, you can if you do that trade 100 times. You can make money, right? You can make 80 bucks. So if 80 bucks, what matters to you? Another question is, how much money are we talking about? Okay, so let's forget all the theoretical stuff. How much money is in your account? If it's X, okay. How much money is in your account? $1,000. Okay, you're down $200. You got $800 left. Every week you're losing $200. Let's just pick a starter business that kind of sucks dick. You're losing $200 a week. You've got your day job, but you're moonlighting as a trader, right? So you got a normal job. You show up and you realize that each person is their own container of personality. Just like each one of these instruments, one of these currency pairs is their own container of personality. That's what people say. I think what they really mean to say is that this thing moves like a whore, the spread's wide, and it's erratic. So yeah, I mean, this is like, people can be like that too, right? And there's some people that are so quiet, you wonder if they're stupid, and this is where I'm really torn sometimes. If they barely say anything, are they so intelligent they don't want to stir the pot and get into a long debate with somebody, or are they just fucking stupid? Can't say retarded, but you can say dumb. And maybe they're hiding out and they're posing as a dumb person so they don't get into a long debate with somebody. This is also kind of... Oh, I asked this guy today, so are you he talked about moving to Colorado, and I said, I was afraid to ask him anything because he acts like he's a witness stand. And I said, do you move to... I said, how's that thing with... And he looks at me all perplexed, like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Yeah, I shouldn't have asked the question. Just asking was a trigger point. I immediately wanted to retract and go, oh, nothing, I'm sorry. Like, but I plowed through and I said, yeah, that Colorado, I thought, you know, how's that house looking that you were looking at? I was trying to update, I guess, to be polite, I was trying to continue with the last topic we had, and so I don't know if this guy's sober or not. Like, you never know if somebody's on maybe a pharmaceutical drug. We just don't know anymore, do we? I mean, guys shooting up schools. Let me get this straight. So today you, instead of trading the guppy, you decided to shoot up a school. Oh, let's go to the guppy. Here's another popular trade people love. Oh, look at this thing. Wow, this thing can really move, huh? Let me put my 25 pip risk manager on. Oh, let me put on my, also at my, this is what we would build the indicator on, is to get the colors to show up. So this is my histogram, volatility histogram. That only, the climax is out at 300 pips here. So this is just a pure pip filter. And this would also give us a threshold, 20 pip threshold I marked off here for entry. So we only take trades under the 20 pip. And this means we're trying to make at least 40 pips. But this is just for a risk. Look at this 220 pip move here on that candle. Pretty amazing. Look at these moves. Astounding, huh? And then nothing. Look at this. Look at this one. Wow, this is a. But look at this 20 pip window here on the 4 hour. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not a lot of trades here. Amazing winners though, from a breakout standpoint. Look at this entry here. And then look at the, when you see a giant bar, wow. Instead of volume, and it probably looks a lot like volume. This is another reason why volume's bullshit. Volume doesn't give you this kind of drama, this kind of expansion. I'll turn on volume here. I think you can actually turn it on and like have it on here, I think. We'll just go for insert. Of course, the volume here is some kind of like volumes. Okay, turquoise. See, this volume's all fat here. There's no cutback in the indicator. There's no dynamic range to it. And it doesn't give you a reference as far as where you're going to place your stop. So it's no good because I'm not placing my stops on volume. When the volume gets to so-and-so, get me out. When the volume drops low, maybe get me in. I can't really do apples for apples here. So super low. Here's your reason for entry here. Super low. Below 20 pips, we get in non-directionally. Amazing fucking trade. Amazing. Volume? Doesn't tell me shit. Low volume, well, there's not a lot of people trading. We're not going to trade. Like, this just, I've thought about this stuff. Trust and believe, I thought about it. I'm not saying this is bullshit for just to be a hater on volume. It's just pointless. It doesn't tell me anything. Nothing I need to know. I studied the Williams thing, and this is a squat. The dude's not helping me. This is telling me you can run tight stops and make like ungodly amount of pips here. 220 pips. Just on this, not even here. If I got in here, I'd make 250 pips. But getting in, here's a small body entry. Small body entries. Big body entries. That's it. Filter the candles down. There's too much information in the candle. Small body. Get in. Hedge. Hedge on a small body, which means you have a doji. A hammer's a doji. This inverted hammer's a doji to me because I'm going to get in right there when it's flatlining. And I'm going to make, 100 pips there. So I can take this guy and go, okay, show me the 100 pip. Here's an 85 pip bar. Amazing indicator. Just think that. Think if you got in here. Here's your trade. It's a heartbreaker. You don't need no moving averages. This is a 17 pip bar for 4 hours. 17 pips. My God, man. 60 pips. So you could have a robot that comes in anything below 30 pips. He's in on this one with a really wide stop. But he makes his target. He makes his 80 pips with a 30 pip. So if you think about it like this, right, this is your window of entry, and you're just thinking like this. You're not thinking like some fucking moving average, 200 moving average person. You're just thinking pure volatility and lack thereof. Giant volatility here. Okay, it simmers down. Do you have a trade plan for this? No. Okay, maybe you get in here. Either direction. Looking to make this last amount of volatility. So you're comparing previous volatility. How many bars back is this volatility? Was this a good place to get in non-directionally? I guess if you're trying to make 70 pips, yeah. How about here? Amazingly ripe entry. Killer entry here. I'm going to go black. All you're doing is picking, like you literally have somebody report to you on volatility. What do you think of this? We're kind of like on the borderline. Maybe you have a robot that picks up this trade and one that picks up this. Here's your filter line. So as you put more robots on or more people, some people, you could do it. Like I said, the problem with the robot I have is that its criteria for entry is not proper. It's launching the script, it's doing the trade, and it's also doing read takes. It's also doing, when it dumps a trade, it gets in another trade. It's doing what weird stuff that you probably wouldn't do if you were going to just approach this from a criteria of volatility. Like here's your only trade. You got in here. You took maybe this one. You took this one, and you took this one. Right now you're long, or you're going to get long. Right. We're going cutting up possibly or cutting down. There's only two possibilities. This should be very simple. I don't want to be responsible for 20 styles of trading. This mechanical trading is beautiful. It works flawlessly. You're still going to have to do all the hard work of placing the orders. And you could have a PAM account. Right? So you could get a PAM account going like this. You could have a mechanical PAM. It's called mechanical trading. There's nothing but tactical trading. You just call it technical PAM 1. $100. You need $100 in the account. That allows us to trade at least 2 to 10 tickets per $100. Once the account is, we don't ever trade past your, so we'd maybe take the account up to 10 grand, but we're still going to trade it like it's only $1,000 account. So you just never change that number. All you do now is you expand your, now you work on making your ratios better. And now the frequency of that account would be pretty low. Now you have a low frequency. You'd have to, I think the account title should say what it's about, so people don't have expectations that it's going to make X per day. You could also do this for your own accounts and just have your own PAM accounts. It's like, say, are you nicer to your friend's dog, or are you nicer to your own dog? If you go to somebody else's house, are you going to be mean to their dog or nice to their dog? Well, you know, maybe your own dog, you've got issues with. You hate your dog, you kick your dog. Or whatever it is, you kick your wife, whatever it is. Are you nicer to the neighbor's wife? Well, she's hotter. I'm certainly nicer to her. So I don't, it's just human nature. I think you're just going to be that way. That's going to happen to you. So that's going to, would certainly appear inside of your behavior when it comes to trading and stuff. And the way everything goes that you do. So that's you. That's your personality. It's a thread through everything. It exists through everything you do. And it would probably exist in your trading, you know. But to strip away and start with a beginner's mind and say, well, what if you just showed somebody, listen, I want you to do something for me. I don't have time for this shit. Like, I got time for that, right? 911 check. Maybe you do want to subcontract this, but now you've got a problem where, do you tell them that they're trading money? Or you tell them you're just placing these lines? Do you rename the scripts so they don't even know? Oh, that's a whole nother issue, right? And I ain't got time for this, right? I mean, obviously, the 911 girl, she's busy. Are you busy? Are you busy, trader? And that's another thing, is that if you don't mind risking money, and you say, well, I've cordoned off, I've accepted my risk up front, $100 a day. And are you okay losing $100 a day every week? Dude, if you're making $10,000 a week and you're losing $100 a week trading, then, dude, it's beautiful. You don't even care, right? I mean, that's why retail trading statistics are where they're at, because typically the spreads are wide at a retail trader, and they're going to kick you out. You're going to try to run a tight stop to kick you out, right? Or the robots trading. This another thing with this, 90% of traders lose. So what? Let's try to be a better trader. Well, first you'd have to really treat this like a business, I think. So you have good weeks, you have bad weeks. Sometimes there's nothing. Look at gas prices. So that was another market call I made. Look at crude oil went up into that vacuum, pulled back out of it. I said crude oil was going up. I also thought the dollar would go down, but it didn't. Because that's the fallacy of, well, if oil's going up, the dollar should be going down. But no, the dollar went up against some things. And so is this a perfect picture? Gold's still treading water. But yeah, gold, Bitcoin. I even looked at Bitcoin because I really don't care. I don't trade Bitcoin. And honestly, it's almost... You almost get like hypersensitive. Like I think I was talking about this girl and this dental hygienist that became addicted to nitrous oxide, and when she had to have some work done, she threw up because she was hypersensitive to, like, she couldn't even get high, I don't think, anymore, and she was seeing like hallucinations. She was thinking they were real. I mean, poor thing. She thought that was real. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to trade forex, you know. You don't have to watch my my dissection of market dynamics. But it is fascinating. The market is insane. Well, here's the guppy. So yeah, this guppy can really pile in, you know. Look at the 1 hour chart. Hell, look at the half-hour chart on this thing. Here's your threshold for entry here. It would have to be something. Now here's where the robot doesn't perform very well. The spread is against the robot here because your entry would be this threshold. Now you would lower your criteria and you only take trades in a 10 pip window on a 30-minute. So he might overtrade this. Here you get trapped a little bit. I think the 1 hour chart would be about as far away as there's 24 bars here, and you've only got about a couple good trades here triggered. So 1 hour robot is going to do pretty decently with the right, you know, targets and everything. Here the breakout bot just cleaned up. If you can see this entry, it should be obvious. You'd see a triangle on wicks. Without doing a triangle on structure, you'd see a triangle. You also see a doji here. Let me just go for the good old clunky marking tool. So this triangle here should be obvious. Low volatility, you filled on the sell side. Here you get filled, a monster money maker. Here again, we go nowhere. We spill out into the hole. Here's your stop entry. So you should be able to just rifle these off after you've taken my comprehensive breakout strategy course. Breakout, right trap. Finally it makes money, even though they really beat the shit out of you. Another triangle entry, doji, breakout, triangle. Kind of rallied up into Asia, retest. This is a bigger triangle. You know, this is more risk. Small triangle, Asian drift, another drift entry, another, but this is really debatable because this is very volatile, but it does finally fall out of that. They each have their own dynamic range. Another Asian drift, fall out of bed, then rip it back. Another hemming and hawing, quiet in Asia, spill out. They pick up the ball. They take it up. Another double top. So how many double tops are there on the 1 hour chart? If all you did was trade double tops, well, here, put a sell limit at the first top. Triple top, you're in. Sell limit at the first top. Sell limit at the first top, no fill. Sell limit at the first top, perfect fill. Sell limit at the first top, right? First top sell, they crush you a little bit. You got sells in this window. Sell, 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 pull back. Here comes the buyers, you know, right? Double bottom. Sell the first top for the retest. Bam, killer. Also, the breakout people are in on that trade, right? Top become a bot. Double top becomes a bottom. This is the breakout trade. Here is the pullback breakout trade. Another breakout trade. It's going up. You're up on this trade right now. Maybe you're trailing stops here. Maybe it's gonna backfill the vacuum. All right, this should be obvious. All this should just be so obvious. How do you trade it? And not to mention all these entries here where you're selling this, or you're buying back the retest for the range trade. There's long-term people that are looking at like, holy shit, when it gets below here, I'm loading the fucking wagon. They're up on that trade right now. There's people trading around you that are buying this shit for this. Sure, you got in here. They're getting in here for that. So I don't need to see the ATR necessarily. I'm just putting it there for saying if you were going to show somebody in the crudest form of mechanical breakout. So 1 hour guppy. You're long right now. I don't know what the spread is here. Okay, it's bad. Not bad on this broker trader's way here. It's tight into the close here. But yeah, this is gonna you're gonna make, this is an immense trade, right? Even if you got in late on this thing, this is an immense trade. Look at that thing cut into this hole, and then slices right through this rooftop. Doesn't even look back. Just crushed it. They just crushed that vacuum. That one pullback. The only winning trade was here. There was a scalp here. Pluck it off the top of that. You made about 100 pips there on that pullback. But surely, all next week, this is a buy zone. All next week, this is a sell zone. Right? And people say, well, see, Brexit, it's concluded. It just doesn't matter, man. Look at this sheer top here. Look at that little nugget vacuum. Bam. And they're just hunting people's stops, man. Hunted this to death. Retest. And that's only one day of price action. Of course we're going to sell up here. Of course we're going to buy down here. So set out those tickets, put enough money in the account, do the math, and see how you come out at the end of the week. Now, you'd have to do that on a demo account because you're probably not going to believe it's possible. Another reason why people want to see my real money account, because they don't believe it's possible to take a demo strategy and trade it with real money, because they're going to shit their pants. So they think that everybody else is shitting their pants because they're shitting their pants. It's not the same. Some people don't give a fuck. Some people have a lot of money. They trade and they don't care if they're down 16 grand. It doesn't matter to them. They've got a day job, okay? Or their wife has a day job. There's something going on. Or they've got enough money to live off of, because any trader that has half a fucking brain knows he has to have a pile of money in a trading account that he doesn't trade, or he has to have some backup plan, because what if something goes wrong with the broker and we wipe out this account? Is all your money in the forex account? Do you have any other assets available in your life? So you would say, well, you're such a good trader, why would you have any assets? Isn't all your money why don't you just have $1 million in your trading account? You're making $1 million a day, and do you pull it out? Where do you put it? Do you buy something with it? Do you risk more money now that you have more money? Do you try to build your account? It's a million questions. So yeah, that's something you have to sort out, and I'm looking forward to see your video. Anybody that wants to comment, don't comment. Just do a video like that fucking guy that don't read no books. Guys like, trading big size, one ticket, just low frequency trader, doesn't understand high frequency trading, doesn't understand execution, and he's not an MT4 platform, so he wouldn't get all the fun of all the convenience of the MT4 platform. So he's trading like we used to trade commodities, pick up the phone, call in the order. Yeah, I could do that trade. Yeah, I could place the order in there. And I just find it to be pretty. I want to be able to scalp too. I find it to be boring. That's really boring. Like I could have 3-day jobs and trade like that. Yeah, tomorrow what we're going to do here, see that's Fibonacci. Yeah, I could place orders on the Fibonacci entries, of course. I could do it. Twist my arm. Yeah, I'd have to put 3 orders in a 15 pip range around the Fibonacci. And then I could claim Fibonacci works. Yeah, see, it works. Or I could zoom out enough so it's all like one Fibonacci, just the line on the chart's taking up 20 pips of range. Of course, 20 within 20 pips of a Fibonacci, okay. But the question is, do you go with the landscape that's been written, or do you go with your idealistic template of the golden ratio? Yeah, I wouldn't use the silver ratio. Doesn't make as much money. These are ridiculous thoughts, right? These are step on a crack, break your mother's back thinking. So yeah, it's going to be more volatility this summer, I think. It's really, the wheels are coming off now, finally. Yeah, it's sector rotation of volatility, though. So we see drama in one market, and that was quite a run in crude oil. And now things are backing off, and 80% of the market's wave 4, so look forward to just never making the amount of money you'd ever make in the last trade. But, you know, these are kind of like, these kind of things that people say, be humble, you know. Well, okay, but, dude, I don't know. I mean, the market doesn't know you exist. If you're arrogant or humble, the market wouldn't even know. I mean, this another thing is there's this kind of like, well, the market's out to get me. Well, if it is, apparently it can see you, and it can track you down and try to get you. But if that's not possible, if the market's not out to get you, and you're just your own worst enemy because you want something to happen, or you want to be making money because the market's open. Well, the market's going to open tonight, and by Wednesday there'll be a trade. I guarantee you the best entry you're going to get all week is going to be on a Wednesday. For the most part, because you're halfway through the week, or coming into Wednesday right around the middle of the week. So if you wait 2 days to trade, you've already, according to Mark Douglas, you've already got it's money in the bank. So you're up on the week. Or you could say, I haven't lost anything this week. I mean, you could literally say stuff like that. Now, when people are saying, well, you blew up this demo account, dude, I'm trading the fuck out of these accounts. When the market opens, I'm throwing in all this stuff I wrote. So that's obvious that's, you talk about overtrading. So also what I'm trying to do is see, can I overtrade it can I take it to the limit? And what would be the metrics if I kept hitting this button? And if the broker is going to lock me out, I'm only allowed to trade 200 tickets. Okay, I'm going to pick a broker. Each broker would be unique too. Don't forget, whether I'm trading demo or real, if I trade demo at a tight pip broker and I trade real with a wide retail broker, I'm going to make different amount of money. If I have a bunch of money in there and I'm trading really big and I have no spread, psychologically, pure commissions, it's a whole different mindset. If when you drove your car, the mileage kept fluctuating, it's completely different than if you know that, or each trip costs you X. No matter where you go, whether you go to California or you go to Detroit, it's going to cost you the same amount of money. These are completely different mindsets. It changes your behavior completely. Not completely, but enough to make a difference in your approach and your decision whether you're going to place a market order, whether you're going to get it in right now at current levels, or you're going to find a better price. Are you going to order from one supplier at the market? Are you like my tequila buddy? Do you see something and buy it? He literally bought the house across the street from where he lived. This is how fucked up this guy was. He was living on the lake, and he saw a house across the lake for sale, and he goes, I'll buy that one. Like, you really hunted this out. So, well, I guess the idea is, you know, his kid wasn't old enough to be in school, but, you know, really? That's your extent of research? Or do you look at every currency pair, you can't find a good setup because you're waiting for this golden setup where the moving average agrees with this, you know, the moving average agrees with the candlestick, agrees with this and that, and blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, right? That's too much right there. That's weight, that's over the top. If you can think about over the top. So yeah, this is going to be interesting next week. Now, I don't think I'm going to have time to prove the theory here, but you can do it yourself, or you can disprove it. How about this? Anybody that says what I'm saying isn't right, then just show me where I'm wrong. Show me what I've left out. That would be great. But don't forget to include the size, the amount of money in the account. And sure, I could open a new demo and I could do all sorts, but it's just, I can't do it. Because it's just too boring. Trading's too boring to even stream it, really, honestly. It's not a, I guess, well, I don't know if you want to stream anything. What are you going to stream, right? I think a concert, maybe. I could do a live concert. But you're in control in that situation. You're directing it. The market is just there. Now you could stream the London Open, say. You could show up. I mean, I usually stream in Asia because it's just so, you know, drifty, and you can just talk about the market. When the market's open, London Open, sure. And I've made plenty of money scalping the London Open, streaming it, and you could do that. But like I said, you got to get up for that, and I typically don't want to get up for that. I'll get up in the 6:30 in the morning. There's a trade. Right, the rollover, if you look at the currencies, around 6:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, right around there, a 2-hour window before and after 6 a.m. There's an entry window, 3 a.m. So that whole thing, there's a lot of drama. And then you come into the end, and you would trade with tight stops. So there's actually easier to analyze the Asian session because it's in the process of a setup there. Once the cork pops, you're either hitting a target or you're hitting an entry after that. And that you could just place pendings and capture those moves. So it's easier to trade more tickets in Asia. So you can actually experiment quite a bit there. When the market makes a giant move in London to that is like a the dominoes have been taken out, but you're stacking up the dominoes in Asia, how it unfolds, and you could build a hedge there. I think once that move goes, I wouldn't want to chase into these things, or unless I was watching the completion of a trade into the London, completion of the trade into the opening U.S., and then when the stock market's about to open, you'll see currencies firm up and consolidate there, keep bidding to a certain thing here, and then here comes the cash market, United States cash stocks open. And then there's one more move there, and then you're just kind of sitting there at the end, and things could drift into Asia again. So what kind of price discovery, what kind of unfair fair values are going to happen coming into the next day, or if you're looking at the landscape of the whole week here. Right, so, and we're just treading water. So from the standpoint of a trend trader's view, they're pretty upset with this, right? Depending where you got in here, you're like, oh, okay. Like if you bought the breakout here and you rode this all the way and you white knuckled this, and then you're like, God, I'm only up like 3 pips. Shit, I bought, I thought we were in an uptrend, or I thought we were going to retrace, Hey, uptrend, right? Look, you're in an uptrend, see? So see the view of that? This is the bottom that's supposed to become a top. You think that's going to happen? No, I think the pound's going to go severely up now. And then somebody might say, yeah, that's right, because they solved that Brexit issue. But really, was that what is it about? Or was it about grabbing this last little basement right at the beginning of the month? And is this in a downtrend? Is this bottom going to make a top, right? This bottom could become a top, and it could collapse more. This will definitely be where the sellers are coming in. So if you're scalping the pound CAD, yeah, your sells are here for the scalp. What else? Let's look at here. Like I said, it doesn't matter. You need a trade plan. Take a look at this shit. Daily. Now here you can buy a pant load of this currency because look, barely moving. Guppy's insane. This is barely moving. I mean, this is just... Look at this. This is like the Guppy on the 4-hour. Pip-wise. You could trade this all day long. You could put in giant monster trades here for the same that you spent on Guppy. You could be in like hog long here with a fucking 100 pips stop. Here again, you bought every retest here. New Zealand. You should have bought every retest on the monthly. The market's not going anywhere. It's sideways. Right, 20%. Then sideways. 20% down. Sideways torture. 80% sideways. 20% movement. Look at this. Look at this fucking mess. Look at that. Just torturing people. I mean trend traders, sorry. Not us, range traders, we don't care about that. Make Starbucks coffee. Check this shit out. So, oh, there was that guy that was calling for the euro to go to some ungodly number on his idealistic. Was so cute. The guy was like a 30-year-old dude. All these people. So yeah, I just can't take all that. No, nobody's paying me enough for that. Anyways, good luck. Guppy's going up. Oof. See, look at this. Look at the volatility of that. Look at the pip movement of that. Yeah, you can't even get it on the chart. Look at that. Look at that thing ripping back. Whew. 300 pip stops on that entry. Now that's a currency. That Guppy. Whole lot of pips. That's in my millionaire guy trades, the Guppy. Look at that 4-hour chart. Look at this thing come down here. Stop hunt these poor goobers. Oh well, that's it.